All right, greetings everybody. It's April the 30th, Sunday morning. I got to go to church here in about 45 minutes, but I thought I would knock this video out. There is a supporter of Schaeffer Cox that wrote an update on the status of Schaeffer Cox's appeal. I am very, very grateful that they did that because people are constantly asking me what's the status of Schaeffer Cox's appeal. And this article talks about, the defense has until May the 22nd to submit a reply brief. That's a very important highlight that people need to know and keep in your prayers. And then it's just a very good article. This is a sentence which I mailed this off to Schaeffer just to kind of get his feedback because, nobody can comment about Schaeffer's case better than Schaeffer himself. He wants to make a statement about the hit list. As you guys know, there was the military police had told Schaeffer that the feds were out to kill him, or they made a statement. The feds actually made a statement that when we come get his kids, if he resists, they implied that they'll just shoot him, and that will end the Schaeffer Cox problem. So when the military police contacted Schaeffer, that certainly raised his awareness about the Fed's intentions when they went after his children. So there was somebody who sent me, when I read, I did a previous video, I read this entire thing into YouTube. I think it's called the latest status of Schaeffer's appeal. This thing also talks about Schaeffer held town hall meetings that were popular and well attended compared to town hall meetings by other political figures. In his last town hall meeting, he addressed the above mentioned corruption in government as something that needed to be eliminated, specifically the sex trafficking by a member of the Office of Child Services. That was something that needed to be eliminated. And then there was also drug trafficking, I believe, as well. Yeah, a state trooper provided the narcotics. And you got prostitution of adults and children as young as 5 years old. Okay, so anyway, Schaeffer sent me a letter yesterday. Let's bring it up. And I included that status of that appeal, right? And he points to this statement, the list was made in an effort of self-defense, talking about when the prosecution said that Schaeffer Cox had made a hit list, when it was actually the other way around. He writes in the side here, I don't know where this came from. I certainly never made a hit list or asked anyone else to. I just casually asked around, trying to confirm the rumor that I was on a hit list and the feds were out to kill me. Any talk of hit list was in response to the military police telling me I was about to get killed to fix the Schaeffer Cox problem. So I wanted you guys to see that. There's also an email that came in, and I don't want to give anybody's names, but it was sent to me, and it asked questions about the status of this article. The person who wrote it, I do know the person who wrote it, and I don't have approval to mention the name. And so this person said, anonymous sources can be less than ideal for someone relaying information. Number one, would you say Schaeffer would be likely to vouch for the accuracy of the source you excerpt from the recent clip, the status of Schaeffer Cox's appeal? Number two, do you know anything about the time and place of the last town hall meeting and what specifically was said there? Number three, do you know of anyone who witnessed the meeting who would be willing to talk about it in public? Schaeffer writes to the right here, it's all pretty accurate, except I never saw the yellow spiral notebook. He also writes, it was October of 2009, I think. It was the rollout of the Liberty Bell. And then he goes on to say it was well attended. The district attorney and a bunch of cops were there. Brian Christie was there. I think Les Zerby and Brad Baker. So Schaeffer's doing his best to answer questions as they come in. We're doing our best to ensure the accuracy of any articles that are put out and any updates that are put out about Schaeffer. We're asking Schaeffer himself to comment on these. And I would ask you to reread this. I'll put the link in the description bar. But this is a good update on Schaeffer's appeal. It talks about how the feds were out to kill him. The military police heard that, and they told Schaeffer which instigated additional levels of awareness in Schaeffer's head about what's going on. Even after all that, he still said he wanted to pull a Gandhi and not a Rambo. And he certainly did not initiate any 2-for-1 plans to conspire to murder anybody. That was initiated by Gerald J.R. Olson. And then also he was exposing corruption in Alaska, sex trafficking, state troopers providing narcotics, prostitution of adults and children as young as 5 years old. And he held town hall meetings about it. It says up here that he met with 8 families, I believe, that were reporting all kinds of corruption. So, in any event, I'll ask you guys to make sure you stay on top of the updates. We'll make sure that we do our best to get the updates out. And don't forget Schaeffer Cox in your prayers. Let me bring up his mailing address. That's his mailing address right there. Never ever hesitate to write him a letter directly. And the best source of the information is to talk to Schaeffer directly, or to communicate with him through written letter. God bless every one of you, and have a great day.